mean, in summary, there's been informal pre-application discussions with both Buckland Development and BST warehouses, sometimes together and sometimes separately, over a number of years. Those have been, I think, over those years, stop-start in terms of where they're taking us, and more recently, certainly through the period of 2015, the focus of those discussions have been with Buckland Development, but as outlined in the report, and I think as highlighted by Councillor Evans, there are significant issues in relation to the delivery of strategic infrastructure, including Junction 10, and that requiring clarity over the availability of land in order that necessary Section 106 agreements, for example, could be signed. Those points have been made on many occasions to the site promoters, and obviously these matters remain unresolved at the present time. Having said that, I certainly confirm that the Council's formal pre-application advice service is available to any planning applicant, including the site promoters, and that is available for them to take advantage along the terms that the Council runs that service at any point.
Thank you. Just following on a little bit from that, if I may, Mr. Johnny. We've obviously been told this evening, it's been confirmed from BST, that the landowners of 40% of Wellbourne are not agreed amongst themselves, and therefore BST cannot promote with their consent. So even if a planning application was, by some miracle, submitted, a conjoined planning application, and given what we've been told that these legal disputes are without end, and maybe in a year's time, maybe there would actually be a conclusion. How on earth, if the planning authority resolved to consent a planning application on that basis for Wellbourne, how on earth could the Section 106 agreements be signed up and paid for?
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, this situation in terms of progression of any planning application the Council would need comfort and clarity over the delivery of strategic infrastructure. There's been a lot of reference to Junction 10 this evening, but obviously there's the overall primary sort of street network. There's other key pieces of strategic infrastructure such as utilities, or sustainable drainage system, and of course the provision of education for space. What would be envisaged is extensive Section 106 agreements to secure the delivery of those and understand the phasing of the delivery of that infrastructure in conjunction with housing. All of that would actually need Section 106s to be in place, which would require all the relevant landowners to sign up to those Section 106 agreements. So the situation as it stands at the moment, in terms of the limited control over a land, as outlined, it means that the Council could only move to potentially a resolution to grant, but not a full planning consent, which therefore means that without the full planning consent, the scheme can't move forward to delivery.
Thank you, that's most helpful. Councillor Isabel.
Thank you, Chairman. I think that is a really, really important point, and I think this evening is about transparency and openness, and for us all to understand where we are with Wellbourne and the landowners' ability to deliver. And I think that's an important subject that I'd like to really pinpoint again. Are you saying then, because we've been told this evening that one partner isn't ready with regard to the land ownership for at least a year, that is going to delay any possible planning applications coming to fruition, where we're supposed to be delivering around about 150 homes of the Wellbourne Plan in 2016? That isn't possible to be done.
I think in summary, the situation is that planning applications could have come forward for quite a period of time. Councillor Evans has mentioned since the adoption of the core strategy. I think at the end of the day, my on reflecting on the various different pre-application discussions, I think the fact that the site promoters do not have complete control over the land is the reason why those planning applications haven't progressed to be submitted and to be determined, because at the end of the day, they cannot be delivered upon without the agreement of the underlying landowners. And so in summary, yes, I would confirm that without the resolution of those landowner issues and agreement with site promoters, it's difficult to see the speedy resolution of planning consent and that leading to delivery on the ground.
Okay. So really, I think, sorry, Councillor Ms. Hart.
I've got a couple of questions. There's been a couple of times it said that the communication has broken down. Do you know why and how? With who? Cam Wright said that on 11th February communications broke down in the standing conference, and then he referred to the dispute between VST. Do you know what's caused it and why?
Mr. Jolly is probably the best place to comment on the interchanges that have been between promoters, landowners, etc. over a period, over the last 5 years, really.
I mean, as mentioned earlier, there's been a lot of informal pre-application discussions with the sort of consultancies for both the site promoters. It has been concerning, as Councillor Owens has indicated, that very little material has actually been shared with the council in relation to the planning applications and very limited information alongside the council's preparation of the World plan. So that has been unfortunate. But what I would stress is that the council's formal pre-application advice service is available to anybody who wishes to put forward a planning application. We certainly encourage the site promoters to use that service. A scheme of this complexity, in our mind, it pretty much necessitates the use of the pre-application advice service. If the promoters are going to come forward with successful planning applications, because there are many issues to address. The only formal dialogue which has taken place between the site promoters and the council's planning authority has actually been something called an environmental impact assessment scoping opinion, where effectively the site promoters asked the council for our formal view as to what are the environmental studies to be undertaken. The council provided that advice in September 2013, setting out the additional environmental studies to be undertaken. I'm sorry to say we haven't had any further detailed dialogue with the site promoters on that further environmental work at this stage.
Okay. Any more? Councillor Mrs. Merrick.
Thank you, Chairman. I listened to all the arguments here, and what I seem to take from this is lack of delivery. We may have to wait another year, and all the time we've got Helen Ladd snapping at our heels to build our strategic gap, Cranley Road and Rochester, and as far as I'm concerned, I think the problem of having to wait another year, and maybe, just maybe, it would come to fruition anyway. It's a bit of a worry. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Allen, does there anything you need to put back on? Thanks,
I guess just there's probably one statement which probably does very clearly refute it, and that's one of Mr. Mudge's statements who talking about Push's housing numbers. It's probably worthwhile reminding him, if not other people, that Push does not have housing numbers. Push is a voluntary coming together of a number of council and district authorities, each of whom generate their own housing numbers, and Push helps to bring all these together into one single whole, and then work with the districts in terms of how they're going to be run. But Push itself does not generate any housing numbers.
Thank you for that clarity, Councillor Evans. Okay, well, in summary then, probably back to where we started. What this is all about is delivery and certainty. We have had a core strategy which was adopted 5 years ago, which included the development of Wellbourne. At any time from the adoption of that core strategy up until tonight, we could have had planning applications submitted by site promoters. They have chosen not to do that for whatever reason, and I fully accept that in Mr. Thistlebraid's case it is absolutely not of his doing, but certainly where the other land ownership is concerned, then I think it's become very clear this evening that the ownership of that land is, and the delivery and the ability of BST warehousing to promote is absolutely tied up in legal actions, and therefore there is no way on this earth that we're able to see planning applications come forward which can actually be delivered with agreements signed up to deliver the infrastructure which is critical to Wellbourne. We have, as has been observed, a fairly lengthy process now to go through if the council agrees to these recommendations. So that isn't that there'll be suddenly a development partner will pop up tomorrow, a planning application will be in next week, and a compulsory purchase order confirmed the week after. This will have a significant period to run, and at any stage in that period, it will be possible, I'm sure, if the landowners sort out their legal disputes, then a planning application would be able to come forward, and the sorts of things that we're looking to resolve this evening would not be necessary. And at any stage, the council would be happy to go back from that process if we have a guarantee of certainty. Certainty of housing delivery, certainty of employment delivery, and certainty of critical infrastructure delivery. Until we get to that point, I propose that we agree these recommendations, as I say, underlining the fact that then there is a significant process to go through, working to find a development partner, to pursue compulsory purchase order, and of course a planning application, such that all of that would come together at the end. But hopefully there'll be ways found in which we can move forward with the landowners once they've sorted out their own difficulties. So I'd like to propose to members that the recommendations are agreed. Is that agreed? Okay. Thank you very much.